into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night, I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light.
Nah, Dutchman, mate, you're going to stay around. I don't care how busy you are. Good morning, let's just get on with it. Rather than listening to that song, why don't I just start speaking, because we're all busy. As the Dutchman there is, he can't join us, unfortunately. He has to go out somewhere. I don't blame him. I think he's in... Where are you again, Dutchman? Not that you're here. I'm pretty sure you're in the Netherlands or something like that. So, yeah. Hold on a minute, lads. There we are. There we are, it's there. Good. I've completely forgot how to live stream. I haven't done it for, well, someone can tell me. I'm sure someone will be able to tell me when the last time I actually live streamed. I've done a couple of tongue-in-cheek videos, but I haven't actually done live streaming for God knows where. So, yeah, so good morning, everybody. It is 8 o'clock in the morning in Britain, UK. It's going to be a heat wave, apparently. It's going to be absolutely boiling, so I'm going to... The second this is over, I'm getting the hell out of here and doing whatever. But up on screen at the moment, because this is all people care about, is what's up on screen. It is my personal latest draft, and I blame Dread FPL. I blame Vince Chapman for this. They've charmed me. There's the first office quote of the day. Into Wolves and Man United. Essentially, I just took Jota out to put Greenwood in, and I put Jimenez in instead of... Calvert-Lewin. Yeah, I'm not really in fantasy football mode yet as such. I'm without boring the pants off you, I'm just extremely busy with life. That's a fact. I'm very, very busy, and I've just been on holiday, not abroad, but I just went back home, And I'm not going to lie, I wish I was still down there. I wish I had another week, if not 2 weeks, because it was just basically get back to London and I'm going back to work again. So yeah, back to normality, back to 10 to 3 wake-ups. Brilliant. But yeah, so today's specific stream is going to be all about 2 members drafts. It's Karma Babies and Vince Chapman's. The reason why I'm doing a stream, as I pointed out in the Discord, join below, is that is essentially that it would take forever to upload, and I did an hour-long members video for Dread FPL's team, which was probably my favourite stream for a members video that I've done for a very, very long time. It was just basically going through his team, looking at the options that he's gone through essentially, and that's why, for me, he's charmed me into basically going with fixtures. And because as he writ in the members section, I can't put it up now, but as he put in the members section, also put in the private message, we've got nothing to go on, so you may as well just go with the fixtures, and I completely concur with that. So there's a couple of players in there which I'm still a bit about. Rafinha being one, and who's the other one in my team? Oh, Davis. Because he's just not a starter, and I kind of want a full playing bench. There's a small possibility that Williams may get that transfer. But talking of transfers, I also had a question in the members chat from Top Tim, a question that I can't answer, but I'm going to answer it anyway. And I'd like to think you guys in the chat will be able to help me out as well as Top Tim. But yeah, so let's just I'll just quickly talk about my team there. If you not already know about it, if you are completely brand new around here, hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button. Jesus. Honestly, some of the FPL content that I've watched recently. Jesus. Anyway, Sanchez in goal, Diaz, Digne, Alexander-Arnold, Sarr, Rafinha, Greenwood, De Bruyne, Salah, Jimenez, Tony. On the benches, Bookman, however you pronounce his name, Semedo, I'll go into the reason why in a minute, Williams and Davis. Semedo, because essentially I was looking at Benfica, again thanks to Dread, and I went on whoscored.com, my favourite website, and basically this ex-Benfica manager, now Wolves manager, he likes his striker, and he also likes his wing-backs or his left-backs or his right-backs or whatever, the people that are just bombing down the wings. Woo-hoo-hoo! I'll tell you what, Semedo did well enough underneath Nuno I think he got injured last season or something, so I was thinking to myself, ooh, you know what, if this guy can get the best out of his left back, right back, whoever, I think with Wolves fixtures there could be some gold there. And Jimenez, we all know how well he does for Wolves. He's their key player. The player that played for Benfica, I forget his name now, but he scored 22 goals last season and he got something like 6 or 7 assists. Well, Jimenez has got something like that over the last couple of seasons, so he's back fit. The only problem with Jimenez, though, is that he's coming back from injury. That's the only downside to the Jimenez pick, and it is a small possibility that I may change Jimenez for another striker who's pretty much guaranteed to start, but not only that, whose fitness levels are up as well. Someone like potentially Ollie Watkins, because his first 3 fixtures are excellent. However, if Abraham goes to Aston Villa, Abraham could be, for me, somebody that I could bring in again for Villa's first 3 fixtures, but he still hasn't made that move yet. But we'll get onto the transfers in a minute. So yeah, there we have it. Let's just quickly see some of the guys in chat. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of people here. Gee whiz, hello. What was the question you can't answer but was going to answer, Stevo? I'll be straight with you, G-Wiz. I don't even know when I said that. I'm assuming obviously it was just now. Oh, it was about transfers, wasn't it? Yeah, I have not been keeping up with anything to do with the football. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Mr. Reed, this is for you. So, I didn't watch anything to do with the Euros whatsoever. I didn't watch any of the... Take these headphones out. I didn't watch any of the Euros whatsoever. And then I tweeted out that I will be watching the final, supporting Italy. And basically it means that England are going to lose the final. England went 1-0 up after about 6 seconds. Luke Shaw, player of the tournament, whatever. And I thought, right, this game's ending 1-0. Couldn't care less about it. There's a chance it could end up 2-0 England. Italy were absolutely useless. I thought the first 30 minutes was the worst kind of football I've ever seen. It made Burnley look like Barcelona. And I thought, I'm going to bed. So I went to bed. Woke up at like 5:15, 5:30 the following morning, put the radio on. It's automatically on 5 Live, and all I heard was this. It is now 2-2. And I'm thinking, oh, what? How the hell have they scored more than one goal? This is ridiculous. This game had 1 or maybe 2 goals at most in it. And then I realised it was penalties. But then I thought, oh, England have won it, haven't they, through penalties? And then as the commentator is saying about, oh, he's missed it. And then I heard whoever scored the final penalty for Italy put it in the back of the net. And I went mental. I was loving life. It was fantastic. So, if you want to blame anybody for the England loss, it's me. It's the Stevo jinx. So, Stevo jinx being that anything that I watch goes completely against me. Anything I do regarding, in this specific case, fantasy football, goes against me. So as I stated in the first video I released, the tongue-in-cheek how to win fantasy football, I see someone else has done that. Copying. Bigger audience as well. Anyhow, I was basically saying that don't bother getting the players that I've got because you're going to fail. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So, for all you people that have got the players up on screen at the moment, don't bother. Don't bother. Because they're going to fail miserably. Because I am the worst fantasy football player on the planet. But I digress. So, like, other things, like I was thinking about this, like other things that I've jinxed regarding football or sport or whatever. And for argument's sake, there was a security guard I used to talk to a lot, and he was a Leicester fan. John, his name was. Hello, Stevo. How's it going, mate? Yeah, you're right, John. Anyway, Leicester City fan. And the year before they won the Premier League, they had been taken over, if you remember, by whoever the people are that took over. And he was saying how the following season, I've got my dates all mixed up, but the point being is that he was saying that the following season they're going to get up into the Champions League, and that's what we'd be expecting. And I went, absolutely no chance. You'll be lucky to get 10th. What happened? They won the Premier League. Last season, or the season before, I was banging on to my friends about, Liverpool winning the title and everything, and that, all the fans will be loving life. We all know what happened. A certain flu came out. No fans were at the stadium. Liverpool couldn't celebrate their title in front of anybody. And it just, I say it goes on and on. They're the only 2 anecdotes that I can think of. But, the various things that have happened in the world of fantasy football. I captained a differential to Jason. It's a logical move. This particular player is in the form of his life. But Jason doesn't own him. So I think stuff it. Just give him the captaincy. He's playing Norwich. This particular player, when he plays against Norwich, has the opportunity to score a penalty. My captain, I'm loving life. What happens? Oh, he misses. And that's me in fantasy football. But hopefully this season, I think when does it start? 3 weeks? Hopefully my luck changes. But yeah, that's a long-winded way of saying how England lost the final because of me. Fantastic. Anyhow, so let's move on to the people in chat, because I was supposed to be talking to you. Gee whiz, you put me off. Morning, Gabriel Derop. Nuclear Atoms, more than half your players aren't in my team. Well, you're going to be winning the mini league whenever we update that. Harbour Boy, morning. Go Ollie Watkins, yes, absolutely. Nahal, Justin, Rad. Stevo, I would swap Sanchez because Brighton signed a new decent keeper from Ajax. Well, we'll find out soon. Multi-Lively. Live. Multi-Laville. Abhay. Jean-Pierre. Desus is here. No way a stream. Yeah, I forgot who it was. I can't remember who the hell it was now, but I was listening into a live stream. And essentially, I was just like being kept company by this individual. And when they went, because I kind of got to the end of their stream, and then they just went, oh, we're going now. I was just like, why? Lee Aussie's here, and A. Christ almighty. Hello, lads. Jimenez, first time I've seen him. Thank you. Well, you're the bloody FPL god. Hassan. Thoughts on Cavani for the first few game weeks since Rashford will miss those. Get him. Get him now. I think Man United players are fantastic. I mean, we've got No Weak Foot asking about no Bruno. I'm not interested. Talking of jinxing, I think that essentially I've been saying all along that I want Kevin De Bruyne in my team because he's a freak of nature, and I'm just not impressed by Fernandez's end of last season. So I'd rather just go with De Bruyne, a player who was in decent form, did okay at the Euros by all accounts. I'd like to think that once he comes into the new start of the season, I think he'll be fine. And I think that within reason, De Bruyne will keep him level with Fernandes. And I don't want to, basically, without going over the same story and jinxing and everything, last season and the season, basically since me and Jason have been doing YouTube for the last 2 seasons, live streaming that is. Oh, yeah, live streams. I am that much of the mug that I listen to people on the live chat, like yourself, and I go, ooh, you're right actually, I'll change De Bruyne for Fernandes. And then what happens? Fernandes does nothing. De Bruyne gets a goal, for argument's sake. And I just sit there in a depressed state, live on stream, thinking, why the beep, 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 beep did I listen? So, yeah. Would you pick Sancho over Greenwood? No, I'm not interested in any, England players coming back. I think I'd rather just stick with Greenwood for now. We know what you can do in the Premier League. So, what the graphics? Auto picks, set and forget. Yeah, you joke, but worse things can happen. Lee Aussie, this must be the start of the new season. Yeah, absolutely. Nuclear saying, I'm going to trust my gut feelings more and not going to be scared to make the brave call. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Hassan saying, how about Mahrez if your first sub is Rafinha? No, well, I think Mahrez at, 9 million? I think it's a great shout, but I'm a 3-5-2 man, and I prefer, having a stronger midfield and everything, and fitting Mahrez in the team or whatever. Not for me, but if you're playing like a 3-4-3 or whatever, I think it's great. Yes, Lee Ozzy saying until Jason. Who the hell's Justin? Justin plays mine. Goes, hey Steve. Even though I don't know, Dave, if you're referring to my mate Sahil that you don't know, that lives in a completely different country to you. Stevie boy. Oh my God. By the way, Davey, I was doing when I was watching your video, I was just doing impressions of you. How's it, guys? But because you're now on screen, I've got your mannerisms. So unfortunately, I can't be bothered to get it up on TV. Ironically, I could put it up on screen, but I can't be bothered. But I was doing your mannerisms, so expect a impromptu impersonation of yourself. But it involves a lot of this. So if you just look at, in fact, let me just put this up. Ooh, it's like this. So Davey does a lot of this. Oh God. This is what you get with live streams. Chatting absolute BS. Walter White there. Right, shall we just get on with Karma Baby? Let's get on with Karma Baby, shall we? Let's get on with his team. Scrap all plans. Let's get on with Karma Baby's team. Let's give him some hate, shall we? Hate. Here we go. There we are. So this is Karma Baby. Congratulations, by the way, Karma, and people in chat, just to make you aware, Karma Baby has become a new father. So his child was born yesterday, I believe, or the day before. So yes, congratulations to Karma, a new father. So he won't be able to focus on this anymore. But this is his team, and I'll read out what he wrote on the Discord. Well, specifically in the message to me, but I haven't actually seen any of this. So Sanchez, Rudiger, White, Digne. I'm assuming he's got Ben White because of Arsenal. Potentially. Digne, Salah, Grealish, Havertz, Mahrez. We were just talking. Mahrez, Son, Tony, Iheanacho, and then on the bench, very similar to mine really, but Raya, Fofana, Holding, and Davis. Again, it's different. It's going against the typical grain, and it would appear to me that if we just read the message that Karma Baby sent, what I'll do is I have to get this up on my phone rather than up on screen, because you never know what's up on screen. But let's have a quick look at what Karma Baby said. So Karma Baby said this. This is what Karma Baby said. My plan is to go big in midfield. I suppose, I'm going mainly with the second tier premium midfielders and avoiding De Bruyne and Bruno. I think both are overpriced. Fernandes definitely not. I think that's a very odd statement. De Bruyne definitely. I agree with you on De Bruyne, but Fernandes, I don't think he's overpriced. I think it's brilliant that they've put him at 12 million, but I think both are overpriced and a bit trappy, considering they both had pretty poor second halves to last season, by their standards. Thank you, I completely agree with that, hence why I have no Fernandes. I think the team is flexible enough that I can downgrade any of these midfielders to the likes of Sarr, Buendia, Buemo, Rafinha, and then upgrade elsewhere. Absolutely, I completely concur, and you've got the likes of these I say punty players. We all know how well these guys performed for their teams last season. Havertz potentially could be out of position again, playing striker for Chelsea. Son, let's just quickly look at Son for a second. and I can't remember what he did last year, but from what I remember, it was just almost like blank, 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 blank does something, blank, 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 blank does something. That's what I vaguely remember. Let's just quickly see exactly how Son performed last year, but he's 10 million, I think it's... So last season, 17 goals and 11 assists. But I'm pretty sure they were across such sporadic periods during the game, from what I remember. I think maybe in the second half he went off the boil of the season. I can't remember. I think he may have scored the majority of his goals. How will he perform under Nuno? Who knows? Obviously under Pochettino and Mourinho, he was a key player for them. 10 million though, it's a good price. No messing about there. And obviously there's news coming out from, whether you believe it or not, there's news coming out that Kane is kind of wanting that move away from Tottenham. Is that going to cause unrest for Spurs? Is it going to cause unrest for the players? Who knows? Didn't Son sign a new contract or something, I believe I read. So yeah, he's dedicated to the cause. It's an interesting one, and I think that certainly it's a great shout going with Son. It's certainly a differential from what we're seeing on the likes of Twitter and Discord and everything. So yeah, Mahrez, we all know what Mahrez can do. He's a quality player, as someone mentioned a second ago. Mahrez is somebody that, you know, could be a really good enabler if you want to go Man City, and then able to, as you said, Karma Baby, upgrade elsewhere in your team if necessary. Grealish is another one. Grealish, for me, I'm fully aware he came back. He went off injured. What is he? He's 8.5 or 8 million in the game. Let's have a quick check how much Grealish is. 8 million. I think it's excellent value. I think that, for the fact that he got 6 goals, 12 assists. And of course, we all know the good old statistic that when Grealish is playing for Aston Villa, they don't lose. I remember they were playing... I think it was towards the end of the season when he came back from injury. And there was all this talk about, well, when Grealish plays, they don't lose and stuff. And they were playing someone like Liverpool, Man City, one of the big boys. And I think they won. Any Aston Villas, Carver boy, if you're out there, let us know. But they beat a big team. And it was a shock. But it was just like, oh yeah, but Grealish is back. One of those strange statistics that come out from last year, that Aston Villa rarely lost with Grealish in the team. So absolutely for 8 million, I think. Another player which, by all accounts, performed pretty well whenever he did play for England. All of 5 minutes. But Salah, stating the bloody obvious with him. Rudiger, great shout. Guaranteed starter. Again, 5.5, is that right? So a quick look. Pretty sure that Rudiger is 5.5. Yes, he is. He's 5.5. Guaranteed starter. Chelsea's fixtures, hit or miss. But we all know how good they are defensively. Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Tottenham, Man City. Reality being is that Crystal Palace, they should keep a clean sheet. However, history suggests goals in those fixtures. So, but Arsenal are useless. Clean sheet there. You think Liverpool away? Not the greatest of fixtures. Davey will let you know that obviously the home players, the fans are back for the home team. So, or for even away team. So yeah, that's going to be really, really interesting how Liverpool are affected in a good way by the fact that fans return to Anfield. And Man City, not exactly the most difficult team for Chelsea anyway. They seem to do very well against them. Tottenham away, we all know how Nuno is going to set up, although ironically, there's a possibility that with Tottenham, they could be causing some serious upsets against the big teams, because as we know at Wolves, Nuno did like playing the top 6 teams. I think it was something like, played 700 games, won or drew 75% of them, whatever. Point withstanding is that he did like to play these top 6 teams because of the basic tactics that he played. And then, of course, like Rudiger with Southampton, Brentford, Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley, it's prime for clean sheets there. But if there's any issues, there is rotation there with Fofana, 4.5, great value. Ben White, whether he goes to Arsenal or not, I think for, what is he, 5, I'm assuming he's 5 million, 4.5. I think he may be 4.5, actually. Yeah, he's 4.5. Brighton defender. I would, again, I don't know if you, Karma Baby, are specifically buying Ben White because there's a small possibility he may go to Arsenal. However, I think you'd be better advised to go with Lamptey. I think Lamptey at 4.5 is a steal. And I think that maybe swap White for Lamptey if I was in your shoes. But again, if your strategy as well is going to Arsenal, then... And then you got Digne, 5.5 million. Absolutely gold dust. Up front, Tony, love the pick. I think that Tony is just... Tony! There'll be a lot of that next year. A lot of Tony. I know about 4... Where I live, 3 of my neighbours, so the house across the road, my right neighbour and my left neighbour, they're all called Tony. So yeah, we got Tony. And then Ian Atcho, 7.5. Guaranteed starter for Leicester. Alongside Jamie Vardy. That's what put this... It's such a shame because I was really, really wanting to go with Harvey Barnes. Harvey Barnes at 7 million is a steal. I think he's going under the radar. Problem is, though, is that I think that Brendan Rodgers is going to ease him back in the team. The system that they were playing when Harvey Barnes was going mental last year essentially was him almost up front, getting the freedom to attack. Next year, on the other hand, I think that Brendan Rodgers is going to stick to the same old format with Iheanacho and Vardy up front in that 4-4-2 formation, which could mean that Iheanacho could continue profiting. But I think, Karma Baby, what I'm enjoying covering these members' teams is that they're all in that ballpark of, I don't give a stuff about template. I just want to see how these players, how these teams perform over the first 5 or 6 fixtures, because I'm going with fixtures over form, and a lot of these players are all key. Salah, key to Liverpool. Grealish, as we've already mentioned, key to Aston Villa. Havertz, he performed very well for Chelsea in that false number 9. Is he still going to be there playing in that position? Who knows? But if they don't get a striker in, then maybe he fits in perfectly with Tuchel's system. You've then got Mahrez. Again, hit or miss whether he starts or not. But when he does start, he seems to do pretty well. And then Son, of course, once again, key to Tottenham. So, Karma Baby, I think is a great squad, and all the best. I mean that. What are you guys saying in the chat? Darren Weldon, Arsenal agreed a fee and deal with Brighton this morning. Just have to sort out the finer details. Well. Okay. Well, there we are. Hot off the press. Thank you. Hello, Buffy. G'day, mate. Morning, Vincent. It's McDonald's time. See, I haven't had a McDonald's in just over a year, and I really have no interest in buying it whatsoever. Or donuts, though. Krispy Kreme. I bought some 2 weeks ago. Shoveled them down. Find out on Twitter. At Total Stevo. And Justin answering Ryan's question there. Why does everybody have White over Lamptey? It's the anticipation of the move to Arsenal. So yeah, it's I mean the whole saying Ben White is a done deal, right? I think that is he a guaranteed starter? Is he a guaranteed starter for Arsenal? If so, then I may have to look into potentially moving around funds to get him in, but I'm not really desperate, to be honest. Yeah, people want Arsenal defence, Ryan's saying, exactly. So, yeah, Karma Baby, I think it's a great team, and I hope it pulls through for you. So, we then move on. So this is my team up on screen. I agree. Lamptey is a bargain if he stays fit. Absolutely. He is an absolute bargain. So we move on to Vince Chapman's team. Vincey boy. Here we go. Like I said, I haven't read any of this. So, right then. It's a bit long-winded, but I don't care. Right. So, here we go, everyone. Let's close that down. And there's Vince Chapman's team for now. For now. And we'll go on to that in a second. So, for people listening on audio, if there is anybody listening on audio, which there are occasions, Sanchez, Fofana, Trent, Kufau, Digne, Salah, Fernandez, Greenwood, Susek, Iheanacho, Calvert-Lewin. On the bench, Rafinha, Williams, Obafemi, and Foster. Now this is what Vince Chapman said. Here we go. Hey Stevo, I really need a catch-up video today, bruv. After cruising a whole nation, because you support Burnley, you seek to bring us all down to your level. Well, you've won. Congratulations. Now I want a video. Looks like none of the Stevo magic has subsided into the 2021-2022 season. So my question to you is, do you think you can turn your luck of the past 2 seasons round and come good this year? No. And if so, what rules/plan do you have going into the season to stem this avalanche of weekly rage videos and raised fists to the gods? Will you actually listen to yourself this year? Here's my team. If you want to banter about it, be my guest. I had Shaw, but I don't think those guys will be back for 3 weeks now. So potentially no pre-season for the likes of Shaw, Maguire, Stones, Kane, Sancho, Rashford. Rashford will have an op on his injury. Since then, obviously, he's out now for 2 months. So Greenwood should be a starter, blah, blah, blah. Right. And Vince is the guy, the main man who has convinced me to get Greenwood in my team. Like I said, there are spots in my team where I'm a bit about, and that 7.5 slot, the likes of Jota, Greenwood, Maddison, Barnes, they're great value, and I think Man United coverage is almost critical, really. Their fixtures are stunning, and we all know how good Greenwood is, so yeah, but yeah, I think that going on what Nuclear Atom said, really, Vince, and anybody that's listening, I think that for me, it's, without sounding like a broken record, but I think for me, it's simply a case of just listening to myself, going with my gut, as they always say, avoiding the peer pressure, copying Davies' team, copying Davey and Andy's team, see what they do. No, but yeah, I think that going with my own thought process, really, like I said, my team is pretty much set in stone. Obviously, I'm going to have to look at how the friendlies are going and how, certain players, if they're actually playing in the friendlies or not, and if some are performing or whatnot. But overall, I think that my team is pretty much set. Like I said, without going over it, like a lot of people are banging on about, you've got to have Fernandez for coverage. Yeah, but, as Karma Baby mentioned, his form towards the end of last season wasn't particularly great. A few people have said that during the Euros, he wasn't particularly great. The guy needs a rest. There's no denying he is a world-class player. But this guy needs a good, solid 2 to 3 week rest, if not longer. Now, obviously he was knocked out with Portugal whenever it was in the Euros. The guy will have obviously had a break, and he potentially is doing pre-season already with Man United. So I'm like I said, without going over it, I just feel that if I don't say what I'm thinking, that is going to backfire. So, and at least that way I can just go, that was my fault for not having him. But to be honest with you, it is really a case of Kevin De Bruyne versus Fernandes. But I don't want to waste a transfer to bring in Kevin De Bruyne for Norwich, because he will be my captain versus Norwich. Kevin De Bruyne against these weaker teams, especially at home, does exceptionally well. He's captain. Done. That's it. If it backfires, it backfires. There's nothing I can do with it. I think that also just a slight approach, a different approach to, without getting too dark and serious, but I think that certainly this whole pandemic has made me reevaluate my life, like the whole thing about me getting promoted at work and stuff. Like, never in a million years I would have ever gone for the essentially managerial role. But the reality is that my other potential career aspects, it's under this new way of life, it was never really going to take off. So, and it's a very difficult industry to get into, personal training, if just to clarify that. So I just thought, without going down the David Brent route of, this opportunity, I can't. It'd be a sin to waste. There was an opportunity to basically go for promotion. I did it, got the job, and the reality is like my life has taken a turn for the better. Without going over the same thing over and over again. We will hopefully be able to start, myself and Jason, streaming together throughout the season, at least twice a week, due to work commitments and everything. So that should be pretty much now. We should have, within reason, we should have a solid schedule in place where we can actually go, right, on this day, at this time, we will be streaming. And then, of course, with all that, we then throw in all the members' videos we do, and then we throw in the impromptu streams like this morning. It's pretty much just an impromptu stream. This could have been just purely a members' video, and, I just uploaded, that's it, done. But without sounding like an idiot or whatever, or disrespectful to the you guys that are watching now, the reality is that video would... I remember the video that I did not with Dread, but for Dread. I did an hour and... I think it was an hour and 10 minutes. And that took... I think it was like 35, 40 minutes to upload. I ain't got time to waste. And it's... Funnily, it's why we live stream, myself and Jason, because it's just easier to upload. And funny enough, there's this wrestling podcast, Chain Wrestling. If anybody knows Chain Wrestling, let me know in the chat. But Chain Wrestling, they have decided to do live streaming as well. And I literally messaged and I just said, welcome to my world. It just makes everything so much easier to upload. And they completely agreed. It's live. The thing with live stream is that you just upload like that. But going back to what I was trying to get at is that the reality is I ain't got time to be doing pre-recorded videos. Not that I really did much of it anyway, but I just want to get on with it. To take today as an example, it's either sit in front of a laptop and a microphone for an hour and a half or whatever and miss out on the sun and just melt in here, or just get out in the sun. That's what I'd rather do. So the only time I've got to do this stream is basically now at 7 o'clock, well, what was 5 to 8 in the morning. So yeah, and it's like this whole pandemic has like kind of taught me that I don't give a stuff. Like, I've always, don't get me wrong, I've always had this attitude like I don't really care what you think. But ironically, the YouTube channel that I set up as a joke, Total Stevo, where essentially I'm just headbanging along to music videos. Bizarrely, some of the videos that I've criticised, or some of the songs that I've criticised, have, within that small little community, taken off. And I got a lot of hate for it, and I was like, I don't want to read any of the comments because it's going to really, really annoy me. Excuse me, I'm choking up, I'm getting emotional. I'm not going to read any of the comments because they're all going to be really, really horrible, because I've seen the comments. Hold on a minute. I remember some of the comments that people would write on the live streams on here from a fantasy football perspective. Still kind of get it, but it's nowhere near to the levels of what it used to be. Specifically, it was all based on my appearance and, yeah, essentially just the way I looked. And it just, unfortunately, it just brought back memories of being at school and people, specifically girls, bullying me for the way I looked. And it really did get to me. And the whole, even though it was I think it was like 2 years ago now, or a year, I can't remember, whenever Jamie Vardy in Gameweek 1, when Jason Captain and that tweet video that I did in the fantasy football community went viral. The amount of hate that I got on there was beyond parody. It was disgusting. It really affected me quite badly. And I did whether you're aware or not, if you're completely brand new to this, essentially I did so Jason was streaming the Leicester versus West Bromwich Albion game. I think it was West Brom. It was. He had captained Jamie Vardy. And I couldn't believe that he captained Jamie Vardy. I thought, you cheeky beep. So I was like, right, okay, this is going really well. I think for I can't remember now, 75, 80 minutes, Jamie Vardy had done nothing. Jason's stream was quiet. He was dejected. He couldn't believe what was going on. And then all of a sudden, he gets a penalty, I think. I could be completely wrong. Gets a penalty, scores it. And I was just like, I was fuming. I was absolutely fuming. And then a few seconds later, I think he either scored again or he got another penalty. I can't remember exactly what happened, but he definitely scored again. And I just thought, F this. He's live now. Stuff him. I know exactly what he's thinking. F you, Stevo. I've got one up on you. So I thought, to hell with it. I'm going to record this video, which I did. Yeah, it was a year and a half ago. Because it was during the first lockdown. It's definitely during the first lockdown. Because my hair was it was a mess. Like it's any better now. But anyway. So I recorded the video and I just went, right, upload. Just literally just uploaded it. And I then just cleared off. I then find out the following day that Jason did, I think it was I can't remember now, it was the following day or something that Jason did see it live. I think it was Paul E. Paul E went, or it was either Paul E or Dread or both of them, but they said live on air, they said to him, you may want to see what Stevo's put up on screen, but I didn't watch any of this until the following day. They laughed about it. And anyhow, the point being is that tweet started picking up momentum, and then for the preceding 3 or 4 days, it was just getting retweeted and commented on and everything. And it, like I said, it was beyond parody. But like a lot of people said to me, it's like, yeah, but the irony being, of course, is that all these people are giving you all this hate, yet they probably go through the same emotions if something went against them in fantasy football. That's the irony. So I then thought, I'm going to have to do a video regarding this situation. And I actually put in the comment section on this tweet, I wrote words to the effect of, actually no, I didn't write it, I spoke it, I did it a video, because I don't do any writing, I just do videos. And I just said words to the effect of, if anybody wants to see my reaction to all these people that are commenting on it tune in live tonight at whatever time. It was like 8 o'clock. Yeah, a night stream. So that got something like 10,000 views, that specific comment. And I thought, right, I'm going to hopefully capitalise on this. And I did it live, and I hit the button, and there was something like, from what I remember, something like 200 odd people watching, and I just lost the plot. The second I uploaded it, I think I left it up live on YouTube for about an hour or so, and I thought, this is just embarrassing. I'm putting it as members only, which I did. But I was just going mental on it because I felt like I was back with bullies again, and without going over the same thing that I've said 1,000 times, like, I refuse to get bullied now. Like, if you want to bully me, then expect me to come back at you even harder. And it's why I've got such a... well, people tell me that you've got quite an ignorant, arrogant attitude, but it's like, yeah, but I'm just telling you what I think. If you don't like it, what's the worst that's going to happen? It's whether you like that attitude or not is a fact. And because I'm in the gym world and everything, and you know, I see the most narcissistic people you will ever come across, I have to put up this brick wall and be like, essentially, whoop-de-doo. You know, you're wanting attention, you're staring me out, trying to intimidate me or whatever, and it's like, what exactly do you want me to say other than, well done, you've got a really good physique? Congratulations. Like, they all these people need this validation, and the point being is that what I used to be like when I was bullied was I would give these people, this is years ago now, this is when I was at school, but I would give these people validation. Like, if they were taking the piss out of me, I would then take the piss out of myself and be like, yeah, I do look like da-da-da-da-da, I do act like da-da-da-da-da. And in a weird, perverse kind of way, it kind of, like, this is going to sound really crazy, but it felt like I was accepted with a group of bullies because they called me certain names, and I just said, yeah, you're right, I do look like this and whatever, and they kind of accepted the fact that I accepted that I was agreeing with them. So fast forward like 20 odd years, and it's just got to the point now where I'm just not afraid to say what I have to say. Like this whole YouTube channel that I'm doing with the music stuff, it's like I looked at the comments because I was going back to the FPL stuff and like expecting like really horrible comments from people. I looked at the comments on the YouTube videos and it was just like, oh, is that it? And then it kind of hit home. And by the way, we're only talking in the past 2 months. We're not talking like years. We're talking like the last 2 months or so. And the people that would comment on it, I was just like, oh, is that it? Like, that's the best you've got. And all I was doing was just commenting back. Some people responded, but most people wouldn't reply or anything. And then I thought to myself, whether people like what I've got to say or not, surprise, surprise, it's working. And in the YouTube world, as long as like a video's being interacted with, essentially it gets unofficially promoted. Good or bad, doesn't matter. And yeah, the amount of hate that I've been getting on certain videos, I'm just like, I couldn't care less now. Like, it's kind of taught me a way in which it's like, what's the worst that could happen? You don't watch my videos. So what? Like I've said about this specific channel, it's like, if you don't like the content that me and Jason do, I've always been like this, don't watch. Like, I'd rather, as me and Jason say, focus on the hardcore community that are part of like the mini-league that we take seriously and stuff, than just some random person that turns up and is like, what the There's probably some people now like, what the f is this shit? I don't give a stuff about you being bullied. Fine. Go away. Fine. Please. As Basil Faulty says, please, the door is there. Leave. Like, whoop-de-doo. But yeah, in a long way about answering a question from Vince about essentially being strong and stuff and not doing weekly rage videos, it is going to be down to me listening to myself and sticking to it. And if it does backfire, I just accept it for what it is, because life is too short. And me, don't get me wrong, next season I can guarantee there'll be plenty of rage videos. There'll be plenty of videos of me going absolutely ballistic about God knows what. For argument's sake, in game week 1, Kevin De Bruyne does nothing but Fernandes hits a brace against Leeds. He gets a goal and an assist. Admittedly, I probably wouldn't rage about that, but certainly there'll be certain things to do with my team or something that Jason does which will enrage me. And I will go ape. It's a simple fact. I will go ape shit. Simple as it gets. So it will be happening on live streams, like I said, because we are live. Anything can happen. As Vince McMahon says, anything can happen. That's a terrible impression. I can't do the impression now. I can't be bothered. But yeah, so should we go back to Vince's team? Let's go to his updated team. Christ almighty, is anybody watching this? So this is Vince's updated team. Turn it round. Sanchez in goal. Fofana, Trent, Shaw and Digne. So he's got on the Shaw bandwagon. Salah, Fernandes, Soucek, Wilson, Iheanacho, Calvert-Lewin. On the bench, Rafinha, Manquillo, and he's went with Gilly Gilmore. Billy. There we are, Vince, if you're listening. Billy, what's wrong? In those trees, sir. Predator, if you don't know. But that's a bit more, shall we say, of a template-ish team. There's nothing wrong with that. But what is it with Soucek? The Soucek love. What on earth is this all about? So let's have a quick look at their fixtures. 6 million. Always the same. Newcastle, Leicester, Crystal Palace, Southampton, Man U, Leeds. Whoops, wrong button. Yeah, I've seen a few people with Soucek. Well, what's with the Soucek loving? McLovin. What is the reason behind Soucek? Calvert-Lewin, great pick. I'm waiting on how Everton play under Rafa Benitez. I think what was he, 8.5 Calvert-Lewin? I think certainly for me, waiting on how Everton play under Benitez is going to be key. It's like Dredd said about 8 million. Okay, he's 8 million. It's like Dredd said about new managers, etc. Now, admittedly, I've got 2 players that are underneath a new manager, specifically in this case, Wolves. But by all accounts, like I say, this Benfica manager is very, very good. And the fact that Wolves have kept the core of their squad, I think they're pretty confident, despite the fact there's a very decent chance that they could be in a relegation fight. But I think based on what I've seen, Wolves' reputation, bringing in decent managers and whatnot, and decent players and everything, I think that under this new manager, I think they should be fine. But Everton, on the other hand, despite saying all that, Benitez being a manager in which, not quite plays defensively, but sets up not to lose, but a bit more attractive than Jose Mourinho, I think it's, for me, a wait and see. But their fixtures are prime. Iheanacho, we've already mentioned. Wilson's a very interesting one. Wilson could be somebody who could potentially be a player which everybody could be jumping on. You know, we all know how well he did before he got injured last season. 7.5 million. Always the same. West Ham, Aston Villa, Southampton, Man U, Leeds, Watford, Wolves, Tottenham, Crystal Palace. They're opening 9. You know, can I see Newcastle scoring against West Ham? Yeah. Aston Villa, yes. Southampton, yes. United, they always give them a game, so yes. Leeds, you know. Watford, Wolves. I think that it's within reason. A decent shout. We all know how well Newcastle performed towards the end of last season. That's another thing as well, looking at teams with decent form coming out of last season, going into this one. I mean, ironically, I would say that home fans could help. They won't. But, certainly Wilson is there. A Salah captain, yeah. Fernandes, though. So this is the interesting thing. You've gone from changing from you saying that you don't want Fernandes to Greenwood, and now you've taken out Greenwood to do a 4-3-3 and bring in Fernandes. Now, obviously, you know, you're going with three very, very good defenders, and then you've got obviously Fofana there as well. But yeah, it's the coverage, isn't it, as I've just mentioned. But if I'm honest with you, Vince, yeah, shall we get a poll going? Let's utilise the poll. FPL Cheddar, morning. Ramanathan, yes, FPL Cheddar. This is just essentially a members only type video, but it's not. Morning FPL, Alex the Kid. Rad. Yeah, saying Wolves versus Crew today. We'll see if Jimenez will perform. Shalaka. Susek, Buemo, Willock, Traore of Villa, Dallas, all in that 5.5, 6 million range for midfielders. Yeah, it's not bad, yeah. I think there are better, but One Life Soccer, morning pal. Ryan Henderson is saying Buendia over Susek. Well, let's find out what you guys are thinking. So, up on screen now is Vince's team. Do you prefer that team? So have a quick gander, get your phones out, look on the TV, however you're viewing this. In fact, do you know what I'm going to quickly do? I'm just going to see what this actually looks like on the big TV. The big TV. So let's see what it looks like. So this is Vince's first team. This is A. So this is Team A. Have a look at it. So Sanchez, Fofana, Trent, Shaw, Digne, Salah, Fernandes, Susek, Wilson, Iheanacho, Calvert-Lewin in a 4-3-3. So this is Team A. Do you like that one? Or do you prefer Team B? So this is Team B in a 4-4-2 formation. Oh, he has got Fernandes. See, this is the problem. So Team B, Sanchez, Fofana, Trent, Caufal, Digne, Salah, Fernandes, Greenwood, Susek again, Iheanacho, Calvert-Lewin. So actually, they're quite similar. What are the differences between these two teams? Wilson instead of Greenwood, and Shaw instead of Caufal. All right, okay. All right then. Right, let's change the question. Let's convolute everybody now, then, shall we? Let's just. All right, now we've got like the let's see what people are thinking. Theo, morning pal, be all day. Right, let's do this. Right, what would you prefer then? Would you prefer Greenwood and Caufal, or Wilson and Shaw? So Greenwood and Caufal or Wilson and Shaw. Let me know in the chat. Let's see what you guys are thinking. Always the same. Cheddar saying I don't like either. There we are, Vince. Being a hole saying, oh yeah, I suppose you're behind now, aren't you, Nahal? You're behind. Damn. Let's see what this video looks like. What are we thinking here? Adverts. Yes, go away. Hold on a minute here. Need to. So we can either have, like I said, what do you prefer? Cafal and Greenwood, or Wilson and Shaw. Ramanathan, Greenwood and Shaw better, I reckon. Greenwood and Shaw. Wilson and Shaw guaranteed starters, says Nukerams. They're proven FPL assets. Justin Tay, Wilson and Shaw. No weak foot. I think Tricao will be the bandwagon. Wolves' first 9 are filthy. Yeah. Don't know much about this Tricao. Talk to us. No weak foot. Talk to us about him. But yeah, I think certainly it seems quite split. But certainly Wilson and Shaw, Vince, are getting a lot of love. Karma baby, you're supposed to be with your child. Don't worry about being here. We've just done your team. We've just done your team, Karma baby. Go back about 35 minutes. So it looks like, Vince, many people are going Wilson. Triarco is a right-footed Mahrez. Right, okay. So there we are, Vince. I think a lot of people are loving your... 3 people are loving your B team, but I'm sure this will change. But Susek. Don't like that pick. But anyhow. So moving on to members chat. Now, the problem with this is that I'm going to have to open him up. So it is up here. I know Top Tim. Where are you, Top Tim? Oh man, let's put on my screen for now. Some sensitive information on there. Basically, who subscribes to what? Where did Top Tim put that comment? I know it's in the members. Here we are. Right. This is Top Tim's question. Here we go. Let me just spread them. Let me just so you guys can see. Right, there we are. So I have got a website just to help me out on this. That'll do. That's fine. Leave it there. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Leave it. So up on screen is Top Tim's question. I feel like this year I am set in my team selection much earlier. Welcome to the club. Even relatively with the usual release times than usual. And I'm uninterested in any of the names being floated about for transfers yet to arrive, including Sancho. Tammy Abraham getting a move would get a spot, but outside of this, I'm pretty much set. I'm going tried and true with enough cash, to fix things when in game week 1, the proverbial hits the fan with as little risk / punts as possible. Again, very similar to what Karma Baby's doing. Maybe this is a hangover from last year's unpredictability and the flop of big newcomers like Werner that have just showered my thinking. Although, ironically, I think Werner could do very well next year. Is there any names being floated about in the current rumours that would be must-haves for your game week 1? Are there any players you are unsure on that you would be moving around based on pre-season, etc.? Barring major injuries, I don't see anything changing my end, and wondered your opinion on the value things like pre-season fixtures actually present relative to FPL. I really do value pre-season, Tim, especially for, as you stated, the tried and tested guys. They are certainly, like for instance, we just had someone just now talk about, for argument's sake, what's his face? Jimenez. Wolves are at home to Crew today. Now let's just say, for argument's sake, that Jimenez, over the next 2 or 3 fixtures for Wolves in friendlies, he scores a couple of goals, he looks in form. Wolves fans are saying, I tell you what, this Jimenez, he's at it. He looks like he's hungry. Then I'm happy with my selection. As a correspondent in the chat just said a minute ago, you know, Wolves' fixtures are looking disgusting. I agree. I think they are looking ridiculous. And I certainly think that the tried and tested method is spot on. It's why I love Dread's team. I think for me, of the 3 guys that I've looked at, Dread, Karma and Vince's teams, I think Dread is the one that I'm liking the most. Because, in fact, I'll bring up Dread's team for you guys to look at. So this is Dread's team, once I can get it up. I love it. I love the thinking behind it all. It's just... Oh, I have pulled out. Wrong screen, Stevo. This is going to fail now miserably. Damn, you're a fool. Is it there? Hold on a minute. Yay, there's Dread's team. So this is Dread's team. And for me, essentially, he's going with players which have got the fixtures. And this is like set. I say set, but this is for like the first 4 or 5 game weeks. Now, I remember at the time talking about this. Smith Rowe, Clear Off. Who else was there that I didn't like? Oh, Chilwell, Henderson, I think, and Stones. I think it was Smith Rowe, Stones, Chilwell and Henderson I didn't really like. I think. Or was it Stones and Cresswell? Could have been I can't remember now, but either way, those 3 or 4, you know, with Henderson not guaranteed to play for Man United, I think you could easily swap that to whoever. I can't remember what I said now, but the point being is that a lot of these players in his team have got the fixtures. The Cavani, you know, the fact that Rashford's out, Martial, is he out of favour with Solskjaer? Who knows? But Cavani guaranteed starter for Man United. You've got the likes of Ollie Watkins, great first 3 fixtures. We know what he can do. Assist players. Mahrez, we've already spoke about. Salah, we were in a Chilwell. This guy is he's incredible. An incredible player. He's great. And there's no doubting how good Chelsea are. Cresswell, we know how good he is. Trent, no messing about. So there's a few... Obviously, this team has probably changed since, but I just love the attitude that him and Karma Baby are going with. And like with you said, Top Tim, it's tried and tested players. It's why I'm personally loving Sarr. Well, Sarr, when he came up with Watford 2 seasons ago, whatever it was, he did really well. That was his first season in the Premier League. He then does really well in the Championship. When he's come back up with Watford, he's the key player for Watford. Their fixtures are really good. I'll take a punt on him. He's 6 million. 6 million. Nothing. Tony, exactly the same. I generally, honestly, I believe that on the opening day of the game week 1, I have this feeling that Tony could be one of the highest scoring players and someone will captain him. Well, there'll be loads captaining him, but I reckon someone will captain him and everybody be like, look at the guy who's number 1 in the world this week. He triple captained Tony. And Tony's just gone and scored 2 goals versus Arsenal. I've got this visage in my head. Although ironically, if you remember, Arsenal last season were really good away from home. They were like unbeaten in God knows how many games. It was just at the Emirates they were rubbish. So it wouldn't surprise me if Arsenal actually went there and won 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 maybe. But it really wouldn't surprise me if somebody does triple captain one of these newly promoted players and they get to number 1 in the first game week. But I just love that thought process. So I love Top Tim's thinking, Karma Babies, Dreads. It's great, and I really do hope that it pays off. I really do hope that it pays off for these guys. So, but yeah, going back to what Top Tim was saying regarding transfers. So let's just quickly go through some of the transfers which have happened so far this season or this summer. So this is on Football 365. Arsenal, Nuno Tavares from Benfica. I know nothing about him. So, I mean, regarding Arsenal, I'm assuming unless they've already priced him up already. Let's see if I can take a guess on his price. I'm going to go with 5 or 5.5. Oh, he's 4.5. Okay. Is he a starter? Let us know in the chat. Let us know in the chat if this Tavares will probably be a starter. But it's 4.5. Okay. It's a bit... Okay. Strange. No. Wrong screen again. Justin Tane, no. Okay. Back up to Tierney. Okay. No, Buffy didn't say why about Henderson. No. So he's Tierney's backup. Okay, so he's not going to play for Arsenal then. Fair enough. Right then. We then go on to Aston Villa. Buendia. I'm not doubting Buendia's quality. I'm not doubting his quality whatsoever. It's just the fact that it's a brand new team. He's got to fit into a system. I'm assuming, again, I'm asking the chat here. Let me know. I'm assuming he will be a starter. He is what? He's 6.5. It's just the fact that is he guaranteed? So, once again, what are your thoughts on Buendia? But again, he's somebody that I'm not going to be punting on. Ashley Young. Nah, wouldn't be going near him. Cheddar saying Buendia is a starter. Nahal saying Chambers and Tavares to rotate at right back. Okay. Brilliant. I don't think Buendia is an FPL player. He's going to be one of those players who makes... Do you know what makes it... I disagree with you, Nuclear. If he was playing for Norwich, he's already had a taster with Norwich in the Premier League, and he wasn't that great, despite having an amazing championship season. They get relegated, and then in the championship again, he played really, really well. Well, with a lot of these players that have had their first time experience in the Premier League, they don't seem to be able to translate it to from the Championship to the Premier League. However, once they've got a taste of it, when they come back, they normally do very, very well. So if he was playing for Norwich, I would seriously... I wouldn't consider him because obviously their fixtures are terrible. But it wouldn't surprise me if Buendia, if he played for Norwich, would be someone a must-have. Unfortunately, he plays for Aston Villa, so I think it's an avoid. Brentford haven't signed anybody. Brighton have signed someone called Enoch or Whoopoo from RB Salzburg. Know nothing about him whatsoever. Burnley signing Nathan Collins and Jacob Boudreau, free from Scunthorpe. Again, know nothing about them, but by all accounts, this Nathan Collins is going to be going straight into the reserves. Chelsea brought nobody in, but if rumours to be true, Haaland, but I believe that's probably going to be off now. Hey, Nasty Balls. Cheddar saying defensive midfielder back up to Basuma. Yeah, that's the point, Shakalaka. 15 goals, 16 assists for Buendia last season. Grealish Watkins will benefit from his creativity. Hopefully. Hello, Fantasy World Order. Nahal saying Chelsea have just lost Giroud. Yeah, he went to somewhere in Italy, didn't he? Everton, Crystal Palace, they've brought in Elise from Reading. Everybody's banging on about him, but again, I just can't see him being an FPL option. Crystal Palace are going to be relegated next year. And then Jacob Montez from Revolution. I'm assuming that's an American team. And then Remy Matthews from Sunderland. Who? Everton, nobody. At Leeds have now officially got Jack Harrison. I think Jack Harrison is a great pick. What is he? 6.5? Maybe even 6? 6 million. I think worth every penny. And then Junior Firpo. Now he's a defender, isn't he? I know there's a lot of talk about him on Twitter and people weren't particularly happy with it. So Nahal saying this Elise is very similar to Eze. Yeah. Hey Ginge, morning pal. So Firpo could be a shout for Leeds. He's what, 5 million? Is that right? So if he's 5 million, certainly with the way Leeds performed, 5 million defender. Certainly the way Leeds performed defensive-wise towards the end could be a massive shout. However, fixture-wise, not great. Man U, Everton, Burnley's decent, and then Liverpool. But then they've got a great run. That run between game week 5 up to 10. Again, someone to look out. Someone to look out for. Whoops, wrong button. We have then got Nahal saying, I prefer Ayling over Firpo. Buffy, would you risk Wan-Bissaka over Shaw? If you're wanting a Man United defender, go for it. Go for Wan-Bissaka. Pretty much guaranteed to play the first few games if Solskjaer comes out and says Shaw isn't going to be ready. Hello, Ian Rose. Always remember, years ago you wrote on one of our videos. Hello there. You were like one of the first people that wrote on one of our videos. Morning, pal. Vieira did very well with New York FC, but apparently because he had the best players in the league and with another team which he wouldn't have been blessed with, he did poorly. Yeah. I haven't heard great things about Vieira. Leicester City have brought in this guy, Daka, who by all accounts is just going to be an understudy to Vardy. Probably be playing a lot of Europa League games. And then this Samara, again, he's just going to be an understudy to one of the midfield players who I can't think of. Was it? Whoever their defensive midfielder is, I can't remember who it is. Liverpool, they've bought someone called Kanate. Ain't going to be a fantasy option. Man United? Really? They've brought back Tom Heaton. Blimey, Tom Heaton went from Man United to us. Wow, and he's gone from Aston Villa to them. Newcastle have done nothing. Norwich, again, they've brought in quite a lot. Rishisha, Angus Gunn, Ben Gibson, Gian Nulis, Billy Gilmore, Pierre Lys Melou. But again, no one's going to go near Norwich. Southampton, Theo Walcott, and someone called Romain Perraud from Stade Brest. Tottenham have done nothing. Watford. Now, interestingly with Watford, now this could put people off defensively from them, is a guy called Ben Wilmot. And the reason why I bring this up is because Football 365 did an article in called Watford have made a huge mistake that could sting the Hornets. Essentially, they have sold a potential England international for short-term games. The dominating centre-back has been at the forefront of many of the Hornets' minds during the exile from Xisco Munez's promotion-winning outfit, with the Spaniard having preferred the more experienced William Troost Ekong, Craig Kefka and Francisco Siriate. But this guy has essentially been let go, and the England under-21 star is already looking like one of the best bits of business in this transfer window for Stoke. So so maybe I've read that wrong, but it could be potentially the fact that could be a massive mistake from Watford, but actually now reading it properly, it may not be. But yeah, they've made a lot of transfers. I think the one that people are probably going to be looking at is Danny Rose. Is he a guaranteed starter for Watford? Now, did he play for them last year? I don't know. I don't think he did. He's 4.5. I'm pretty sure he didn't play from last year. So maybe Danny Rose could be an option at 4.5. And then finally, you've got West Ham, who have brought in Craig Dawson. We all know about him. And Thier Nevers from Reading. Wolves have brought in Mosquera. Trincao, and then 8 Nuri, who obviously I'm assuming they made that a permanent deal. So yeah, regarding this Trincao, new Wolves head coach Bruno Laga has made Barcelona winger Francisco Trincao his second signing. The 21-year-old Portuguese international has joined the club from Catalan Giants on a season-long loan. So I think the fans are going to enjoy watching him play. He drives with the ball well and has good creativity. We've watched him a lot, especially over the last couple of months, so he's been on the radar for quite a while. He's got loads of quality. Signing for Barcelona from Braga shows what potential he's got. He's 21 and has played quite a lot of games in La Liga, so we think he's ready for the Premier League. He's a player who drifts past people and has a great change of direction. Blah, blah, blah. He made 42 senior appearances, 5 of them for the Champions League last season, has 5 senior caps to his name. Right, let's just have a quick look at this Trincao, because I know someone was saying that he could be a massive coup. 6.5, brand new to the Premier League. Again, it's one to watch for sure, going on top Tim's thought process, which I do agree with. Let's just quickly look at. There we are. So Trincao. Oh, here we are. Wrong button. Wrong menu. I don't know if it's been updated on. No, it is the same. Hopefully. Damn. They've changed it all now. I wonder if I could. Let's just quickly check on here. Right, there he is. Yep. Click on him. Hopefully it will come up with the basic stats. Okay. So last season. Okay, he was mainly a substitute. Right, okay, so this is Trincao. So last season, he started 3 games, but was a substitute for 25. That's in La Liga. In the Champions League, he started 4 games, was a substitute in 3. Total minutes was 1,093, so he got 3 goals and 2 assists. Yeah, I think certainly he is someone to watch for definite. Absolute definite. So, is he 6 million? I think he was 6.5. Let's have a quick check. I thought it was 6.5 myself, but 6 million. Yes, he's 6 million. So, I think that Rad saying 6 million FPL. Yeah. So, hello Johnson. Yeah, someone was saying about how much do I think Sancho will be. I think he'll be like 9.5. What if Kane moves to City? I still think he's too much money. Unless he starts banging in the goals, I would be avoiding the play. Ian Rose, I reckon Walker could be a bit of a dark horse this season. Agreed. I like the look of Sarr before they got relegated. I agree with you. I completely agree with you, Ian. I think that definitely. Theo saying John Stones a 5.5 lock. Think of England is all I will say. I think 5.5 is great. It's why I've gone with Diaz, guaranteed starter. Oh, there we are. Ramanathan just confirming about Trincao there. So Cheddar, yes, should be my team. Yeah, that's my team up on the screen. Should be. Yes, it is. That is my team. Players that you want to avoid. FPL Jin saying here that Sancho was confirmed 90. Yeah, 9. So Matthew, morning pal, Fazio. La Liga is much slower style of play, so my guess is Trincao will struggle for the first half. Yeah. Johnson, morning Stevo. Any idea when Sancho will be released his price? I'm assuming when he's officially confirmed for Man United. Once he stands waving on the pitch. Within a day or so, that's when it'll be come out. But I think I wouldn't be going anywhere near him to start with. But yeah. Opinion on Mahrez, I think he's certainly worth looking at. We all know the quality that he brings to Man City. If he starts, he pretty much gets attacking returns. I think for 9 million, you can't go wrong. If you can fit him in your team, I'm just more happy to go with De Bruyne. Personally, myself. Bloody hell, we've been going on for an hour and a half. Fernandes to Sancho, good move on that. Nah, I wouldn't be bothering. It's evening here in Australia. Yes, we've got many people in Australia. So it'd be 9:30 and 9. Elias, is that Elias from WWE? Obviously, that was the question about Mahrez. I couldn't see. I was looking at another screen. I only saw the question, but. Yeah, from a City fan, you need Torres. If Kane doesn't come, Torres will be now the main striker. There we are. Rad saying Trincao will be amazing. Sorry, but if you play alongside Messi in a match or training, you have to be good. Yeah, this is the thing, Johnson. If Kevin De Bruyne or Foden are injured, then I think certainly De Bruyne will be gone from my team. So Max Aarons from Norwich looks like a very good player, similar to TA. I think was only 4.5 Buffy. If Norwich had really good fixtures, he'd be in my team. Completely agree with you. Thoughts process on Semedo, basically based on Benfica, the way they played last year and the way that this Bruno Lago is going to set up. It looks like he likes to play with his wing backs bombing forward. One of their players for Benfica, well, basically their right back and their left back last season got, I think it was like 7 and 9 assists between them. So what's that? 9? That's 15 assists total. But one of the players on the left wing back, got 9 assists. So I'm thinking, well, Semedo was really good for Wolves last season. A bit expensive. So I think that absolutely Semedo for me, with Jimenez as well. I think definitely. I think for 5 million, it's worth the risk, especially in decent fixtures. I think they've got some good things. So yeah, Chilwell's a great option. Don't you think Jimenez will be eased in instead of thrown in? No. This is why I'm keeping an eye on the friendlies regarding Jimenez. Keep an eye on the friendlies. If he's just playing all the time and doing really well, no brainer. Do you think Pedri will go to Liverpool, seeing as he's been linked with it? I don't know anything about him. I couldn't comment. Wasn't Aaron's Ramanathan saying on Everton's radar? I think he was. Yes. Yeah. No week for. I'm even watching Wolves training on YouTube. Trincao is turning his teammates into. Yes, it's a friendly at the end of the day. Mata Buendia. Yeah, I think we discussed it earlier. I think that Buendia, if he was at Norwich and they had decent fixtures, would be great. But for Aston Villa, new team, I think certainly keep an eye on him in the friendlies. And Matthew, at the end of the day, all these players and stuff, I don't keep an eye on transfers. It's like Dan always says, until the transfer happens, it happens. I don't really read much into it. The one that interests me the most is Harry Kane and Haaland, but I don't think Haaland's going to be leaving, unfortunately. I wish he did. It'd be amazing if he came to Chelsea. I would absolutely, it'd be fantastic. But I think I'm going to call it a morning. I want to get out of here. I've been going on now for an hour and 35 minutes. It's been great fun. nice stream to come back to. And as I always say, if you want to support the show, why not become a member? But the easiest way to support the show is by hitting that subscribe button. If you are completely new around here, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button or the dislike button. Really couldn't care less. The more interaction, the better. Happy days. But yeah, expect more news coming out from myself and Jason regarding what's going on. We are going to be doing a stream in the very near future together. So keep an eye on the old Twitter. At Elite FPL, and of course follow us on Instagram at Elite FPL. That's all Dan's. Dan's doing all the stuff on Instagram. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Total Stevo. And Discord, of course, if you want to continue talking all things fantasy football, the link is in the description. So by all means, get involved in the Discord and chat to people. Speak to them individually, privately, whatever you want to do, talking all things this specific game. But yeah, like I said, stay tuned for more content over the next, because obviously we're all coming thick and fast now. So as ever, really appreciate everybody joining myself this morning. It's been a lot of fun, good, interesting subject matters, and I'll catch you later. See you later.